Hey everybody, welcome back to Dad Does Videos. Happen to be at Lowe's walking down the outdoor lighting aisle and stumbled across this. It is a solar powered LED address light from Portfolio. As you can see there, 12 lumens. The non-solar powered versions of these go for a few $100 each, and I'm not going to spend that much on something like this, but for $35, I thought I'd give it a shot. So we'll open this up, show you how to put it together and install it, and give you a view of what it looks like at night and let you know whether we like it or not. So here's a look at what is inside that box. We've got the actual address light. We've got stakes that if you're going to install the light into the ground, you'll attach these stakes to the light and then push into the ground, and we'll get to that in a little bit. We've got our set of directions. We've got 5 sets of numbers here. So if your address is something like 55555, then you are covered. And if you want to install the light on the outside of your house, we've got screws and we have anchors. All right, let's get started with that first step. And the first thing that we want to do is remove this border of our light. And in the directions, it says to gently do that, but it doesn't tell you how. So what I'm going to use is this really little flathead screwdriver, and just find a place along the side and just pry into the border, and you'll see that it just pops out just like that. Okay, next part here is we're going to put the numbers that we need for our address into the light. Now what's pretty cool about this setup here is you could see there are little slots that you will use to put your numbers in. So for instance, you can see here there are these little pegs on the top and bottom of each of the numbers, and you just pick where you want to put the numbers and space them out accordingly, and those pegs go right into the specific slots. So we're gonna finish putting our numbers in and go from there. So whenever you are comfortable with your numbers and how they're spaced out, you just get our frame back and simply place that right back in to the light. And if you'll notice, there are these little holes around the edges where these little pegs on the back of the frame fit right into. So all you need to do is simply just push the frame right into those holes. It'll snap in and you're good to go. Okay, so next we're just gonna grab our stakes here, and these should come connected. In the directions it says to connect this part to this part, but when I opened the box, mine were connected. So if they're not connected, just go ahead and do that. And then you just want to connect the top of each of these stakes into the circles on the bottom of your light. And you just need to twist a little bit, get those in, just like that. And once you've done that, you're almost ready to install this into the ground. All you have to do is take off this little cover of the battery right here. So you just pull gently. All right, find a location where you want to put this into the ground, and make sure wherever you pick, it gets enough sunlight. So this thing requires 8 hours of sunlight each day to make sure that it maximizes the use of the light at night. So wherever you pick, make sure it gets a ton of light, and just simply push the light into the ground. Now, depending upon how hard or soft the ground is, you might want to use a mallet to tap these spikes in. And the way that you do that is you just kind of gently pick up these poles from these spikes, and go get a mallet and tap on these, and that's what I'm going to do. So when you do this, just be really gentle. But this is a much safer way to do this rather than pushing the address light in with your hands all together. These should go in pretty easily for you. As you can see here, I'm not tapping terribly hard, but hard enough to get these spikes into the ground. And they should be positioned correctly, because as you saw, we already started to put the address light into the ground, and we simply just disconnected these from the light. So let's get our light. Just connect those again. All right, perfectly installed. Let's take a look at what this light looks like at 11 o'clock at night. And as you can see here, the address light is pretty well lit. But I've decided to just take this back. As you can see here, this thing just keeps popping off, and I keep putting it back on and it keeps falling and the numbers start to fall out. So for 35 bucks, this should be a little bit better than this. So back to Lowe's I go, for whatever that's worth. I think there's some potential here with this. I think the materials need to be just a little bit better.